Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am Deneen and this is Design by Denine. Are you ready to get a jump on Christmas? Fabulous, because it's Christmas in July. This challenge is hosted by Sonia at Domestic Diva DIY and Sandra at the Schroven's Nest. As always, I have both of their channels linked in the description box below, as well as the playlist with all sorts of Christmas projects to help you get ready for the holidays. Let's get a jump on those Christmas crafts, and I have a whole bunch of DIY Christmas ornaments to show you. I made all of these with supplies I had on hand in my craft room. These are fun ornaments to make either as gifts or to sell at a craft fair. Okay, without further ado, let's make some stuff. This first set of ornaments is made with these clear fillable ornaments. You can pick these up at Walmart, the dollar store, Michael's, and Amazon. For my projects today, I need these ornaments to be white, so I'm filling them with a mixture of 50-50 water and white acrylic paint. If you have white ornaments on hand, those would work fabulously. I'm just using what I had on hand, and this is what I had. Pour in the paint mixture, trying to get it on the edges, and then shake it around so it's all well coated. Pour the excess back into the cup, and then let dry overnight. For this project, we're using cellophane. If you don't have any on hand, a plastic bag will work just as well. Next, we're going to add alcohol inks in various colors, just dropping them on randomly. Make sure that there's enough ink for full coverage on the ornament. In this case, I didn't have quite enough, so I added a little bit more ink in another color around the outer edges. Now we wrap the ornament tightly, ensuring good coverage with the ink, and let dry overnight. Oh, and did I mention that it's a good idea to wear gloves? Once it's been dried overnight, we peel back the cellophane to reveal the fabulous patterns created on the ornament. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if this is the type of content that interests you, please consider subscribing to my channel. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any new videos. For this project, we're going to be using pouring paint. I'll have the recipe in my description box below. First, we're going to coat the ornament in a coat of white to start as our base. Next, we're going to start adding some colors. These are also the pouring paints. And then you'll notice here, I'm actually blowing them around using a straw. Apologies for the crappy shots here. It's hard to blow and film at the same time. Here, I'm adding a secondary color. I'm using gold. And same, once I get the paint on, I just use my straw and I just blow it around to create patterns. When you're happy with the way that your project looks, then we just tuck it into a piece of styrofoam. It's sitting on a popsicle stick, and leave it overnight to dry. The Floetrol that's in the paint takes quite a while to dry, so it's best to leave it overnight. Here's what it looks like after it's dried. I've also given it a coat of clear gloss. For this project, we're using the same paints, and we're just squirting them in layers into a cup. The ornament is on a popsicle stick mounted on a piece of styrofoam, and inside a pouring bucket. You're going to need something to pour into because this creates quite a lot of excess paint. And then we just pour the paint. Here's what the paint looks like when it's wet. Leave it in the bucket so it collects the drips and let it dry overnight. And here's how it looks when it's dry. And here's the finished ornament, which has been given a coat of clear gloss. For these butterfly ornaments, I've started out with these wooden butterfly shapes from the Dollar Tree. I'm also using these paper butterflies that come in assorted sizes. Pick 2 sizes that will work well with the wooden cutout. Then I gave everything a coat of Rust-Oleum metallic paint and primer in turquoise. Next, I used a ruler or straight edge to bend up the wings. Using hot glue, I attached both of the butterfly shapes onto the wooden cutout. And just because I'm me, I had to bedazzle it with some rhinestones. I also did it up in gold and silver just to show you what it looks like. To make the hanger, I just glued a small piece of ribbon onto the back using hot glue. This project starts with scallop clamshells from the dollar store. I'm also using some of these satin rose petals, which are also from the dollar store. For this project, I'm using the white ones. These will form the wings of the angel. Just attach them using hot glue. To make her head, I've used a small styrofoam ball, which I've painted in a light shade of pink. Using some small pearls to create her halo. Just thread the pearls onto some beading wire. I used about 11 for this size of styrofoam ball. Loop the wire around and twist off the ends to make her small halo. Attach the halo using hot glue. Then, using hot glue, attach the styrofoam head to the body. Because I'm not happy with the broken edges of the shell, I'm going to add one more layer of rose petals for an additional layer of wings to cover up the broken portion of the shell. To make the hanger, I've attached a small piece of satin ribbon to the back using hot glue. Here's another version of the shell angel, and this is a plastic iridescent clamshell that I got from Dollar Tree around Easter time. So next year when you see these, stock up on them so you can make Christmas ornaments. Again, I'm using the silk rose petals, and for this version I've gone with the silver ones. Instead of a styrofoam ball, I've used a large pearl for the head on this angel. This halo is made out of very bendy gold wire. I believe I got this at Dollar Tree as a floral wire. It's very thick and it's very bendy. I just wrapped it around my finger to make a little halo, and then I pushed the 2 end pieces down, trimmed it off, and glued it onto the back of her head. This is my Abominable snowwoman ornament. I started out with this ornament-shaped wood round from the dollar store and a piece of scrap fun fur from my craft stash in white. First, I traced the shape of the ornament onto the back side of the fun fur, and then cut it out using scissors. When you're cutting fun fur, be careful to not cut through the fur, so basically press the tip of the scissors against the back of the backing and cut, leaving the fur intact. I attached the fur to the wood round using hot glue. Next, I attached a couple of wiggly eyes. Push up a section of the fur right above where you're going to put your eye, and then plunk the eye in and glue it down, and this will act as a bit of an eyebrow. I'm attaching these with hot glue. Repeat for the other eye. These adhesive lips were left over from some Valentine's Day supplies. If you don't have or can't find anything similar, you can always use a piece of red or pink felt cut to shape. decided to make a tiny nose using a small pearl, and I'm just using a bamboo skewer to hold it into place while I glue it on with hot glue. Behold my bumble. To make this mini snowman, I started out with some small styrofoam balls. To make the nose, I'm using this tiny bamboo skewer and a little bit of orange acrylic paint. Just dip the end of the skewer into the paint to make a carrot and let dry. Cut the end off to make the carrot nose. I've applied a smiley face to this styrofoam ball just using a black Sharpie. Attach the carrot nose by first poking in a pointed end of a skewer to make an opening, and then putting the flat end of the carrot nose into place. To build the body, we're going to use a piece of thin craft wire and thread it through a large-eyed needle. The one I'm using here is plastic. Make sure your wire is long enough for the snowman and additional wire to hang him with. Just poke the needle through the styrofoam ball and then thread them down the wire, and repeat for all three, and then finally for the head. To attach the wires at the bottom, I just added a small sequin, pulled the wires through, trimmed them off, and then just spread them out so they didn't pull back through. I added a couple of sequins onto the snowman as well for buttons. If you had tiny little buttons, these would work awesome as well. Cut the wire that's attached to the needle, remove the needle, and then twist the ends together. Cut off any excess loose wire, and then this will act as your hanger. This is just a square cube, wooden cube from Dollar Tree. I've painted it with silver Rust-Oleum metallics. And these letters, I think I got these from Walmart. It's been a long time. They've been kicking around my place for a while. But I'll link to some similar letters in the description box below. So these are just peel and stick letters. And basically here all we're doing is we're just putting somebody's name on here or a Christmas salutation. I've just used a piece of ribbon as a hanger since I'm going to be reusing this block later. But if you're doing a more permanent ornament, I would suggest screwing an eye hook into the top to lace your ribbon through. This is just a little acorn that I got from, I think it was Dollarama. I got a bag of them for, I think, $2, and they smell really cinnamony. They're very nice. Giving them a coat of Rust-Oleum in key lime green. It already kind of looks like a tiny Christmas tree, don't you think? Then I just chose a couple pieces of trim just from my ribbon box, and this is just a little bit of gold trim. Again, I've had this hanging around for a long time. So just attach the first end on using hot glue, and I just used a little bamboo skewer to tuck it in here and get it glued in well. Just keep going over and under the scales of the pine cone, kind of like you're putting garland on a tree. This next piece of trim is just a little piece of bling wrap, and it's basically one row of bling wrap that I cut off of a larger piece. Apply this piece the same as with the gold, only try to alternate it so it doesn't go in the same areas as the gold ones. Cut the end and secure it with hot glue. Tuck it in with your skewer. I used a piece of the gold trim to make the hanger. Just hot glue down both ends and tuck them in with your skewer.